So, who can be a student in the school of leadership? Now, these are the qualities of who can be a leader. Now, when King Nebuchadnezzar ordered his uh, his chief of eunuchs, Ashpenazi, to choose young men from Israel who can be trained to be leaders, he gave the qualities of who can be chosen and who should not. And that is found in the book of Daniel chapter 1, verse 3. And the scripture says, then the king ordered Ashpenaz, chief of his court officials, to bring into the king's service some of the Israelites from the royal families and the nobility, young men without any physical defects, handsome, showing aptitude for every kind of learning, well informed, quick to understand, and qualified to serve in the king's palace. He was to teach them the language and the literature of Babylonians. Now, I have read this from the book of, this is the New International Version, and I think is the best in this case. So here, King Nebuchadnezzar ordering that when you choose men who should come and be trained in the school of leadership in Babylon, number one, they must come from royal families, and they should come from the families of nobilities. Now, when he talk about that, I mean they should come from the families of kingship, the line of kingship. And when you talk about nobility, there's a people who are prominent in the city. That's the quality he put on. And remember, this was the man, Nebuchadnezzar. He didn't know about God. He didn't know about anything about whatever. It is true that sometimes our family connection can determine how much we can succeed in life. Because to succeed in life is all about connection, is who and who. But more important things which I learned from here is that what King Nebuchadnezzar was asking, he was asking to get people from the ruling class, because the men and women and the children from the ruling class, they have a different attitude about leadership. For them, they look life in a different eyes compared to a common person. They are looking to lead. So they are learning the qualities, they are learning the skills and things that will make them powerful leaders. Now, in today's, the scripture says we are all the children of God. By the way, in the book of in the book of Peter, Peter is saying that we are the kingship, we are priesthood. So in us, we have the seeds of royalty from God himself. Christ came and died for us, and he brought us to be kings. He brought us to be royals in the house of God. So in today's, according to the Holy Scripture, anyone who accepts Jesus, who accepts God, he become part of the royal family. So they all qualifies to be leaders. But when you, and this can be very powerful too in your life, that when you are looking for the people to train them to be leaders, it is wise to look for the people from their families that they have good characters, people who have good attitude about life, people who are looking to expand themselves, to learn and to lead and to encourage others to be powerful in their lives, because that will determine how they're going to be trained. So what is talking here about being from the family of royals and the family of nobility is that You must have the attitude of royalty, your attitude of kingship in your mind to be trained. Because if you are not thinking to lead others, to lead a better life, you will not desire to be a leader. You're going to just accept, you're going to just allow people to lead you. But the moment you have an attitude of a kingship in your heart, when you have an attitude of royal in your heart, you're walking, you're talking as a leader. So when you are getting an opportunity to be trained, you're always willing to run and learn. And that's what he's talking about here. That for you to be a student in the school of Jesus, to be a leader, you must have an attitude of kingship. You must have an attitude to lead. By the way, the command that God gave the children, gave Adam and Eve, he said, I have given you dominion over the entire creation of mine in this world, in the earth. You must lead them. So God have given them the seeds of being leaders. So today, as you're going out to do your things and going out in your life, go with the mind that God have called you to be a leader. Not just to be a leader, to be an influential leader. So you must think like a royal, you must think like a king, you must think that you are powerful. In the book of Revelation, the angels, they're praising God. They say, God, we praise you. But we praise Jesus who died to buy people through your blood, to be kings and to be rulers in your kingdom. So we have called by God to be rulers, to be kings. But for us to be that, we must accept that we must be trained. So that's number one. So one of the qualities of being a student in the school of leadership, you must think like a ruler or like a king or like a royal. God bless you. In the next episode, we're going to give another qualities of who can be a student in the school of leadership. God bless you. Keep well and